Yo, people, Fire Fist Ace here, and I'm here for you guys to talk about in my opinion, my top 5 Naruto moments. So I'm going to start off with number 5, Naruto versus Gaara. Okay, I remember in this fight, Naruto came off as the underdog and pulled amazing feats, pulled amazing jutsu for him to actually pull off the win. Naruto actually pulled off the win, which I thought Naruto couldn't do. And I'm not a very, when it comes to manga, I don't like it when characters get power-ups off of friendships. But in this case, with Naruto, he needed the will to protect Sakura. He lost his fear of Gaara when he needed to protect Sakura, and I remember him summoning Gamabunta, the huge toad, and I remember him standing there. He was like, "I will protect you no matter what," and at that moment, I was like, "Wow." As the character, I really started to like Naruto. I really started to like his personality, and it was just one of the most inspirational fights, not only in the Naruto universe, but in anime period. It was just inspirational. He drew power, and then Sasuke was just standing there shocked and amazed. Sasuke was like, is this how far Naruto has grown? And I remember my favorite moment during that was when he actually transformed into he did a image transformation to the QB. I remember that was my favorite moment. And then when he had to break Gaara out of his sleep for the whole jutsu with the Shukaku, with the one-tailed beast to actually stop. So I remember when Naruto was about to punch him, but Gaara with the sand, he held his arm back, and then Naruto was like, I think he said, "Damn it" or something, and he actually head-butted Gaara. And I will never forget that moment. Naruto alone at that time, pre-time skip, defeated the one-tailed beast. So I would never forget that moment. Okay, that's number 5. And on to number 4, I'm gonna have to go with Sasuke actually crossing over to the dark side. Okay, Sasuke crossing over to the dark side. After Itachi's death, I thought, I was kind of naive. I actually thought Sasuke was gonna plan to go right back to Konoha, but apparently that wasn't the case. And I actually liked when Sasuke, he's actually completing his goals, and he's just like on a killing spree. He's ruthless. He doesn't care about no one. If you're in his way, he'll slaughter you. If you're in his way, he'll slaughter you. And I remember just watching that moment. I was like, oh man, this dude, he took on the 5 Kages with the partially developed Sasudu. He was still getting used to the Mangekyo Sharingan. So who's to say, if he was probably used to his Mangekyo Sharingan at that time, who's to say that he couldn't take down the 5 Kages? I mean, it may be wishful thinking, but who's to say he couldn't take down the 5 Kages? And then he kills Danzo, and then after that he meets up with Team 7, tries to kill Sakura and tries to kill Kakashi. And Sasuke crossing over to the dark side, it's a win situation, and that comes at number 4. Okay, and I'm gonna go into number 3. Number 3 would have to be when Madara Uchiha comes out of the coffin, and we see Umeru Tensei, and we from him, by revealing Madara, we already knew that this Toby guy is not Madara. And I just remember how epic it was when he got out of that coffin. I remember it was so epic. I will never forget that chapter. And the first fight we actually see him fight, he does a Katun jutsu, and it's like a wide range Katun jutsu. It takes like 20 fodder ninja to with a Suitun to actually counter that attack, and then he comes in and he starts slicing the whole army up, or the platoon for that matter. And I was like, what? And Naruto, he comes out of nowhere with the Odamara Sengan, and no, Madara's like, no, Sasunu out of there. And I remember when Gaara actually takes Madara out of his Sasunu with the sand, and Naruto throws the Futon Rasen Shuriken, and Madara's like, this is a little bit too much. Rinnegan. People, he has Rinnegan. I remember at that point I was like, oh shit, this dude actually has Rinnegan. And he's like, you know what? That's a little bit too much. And then Naruto was like, oh no, you're not supposed to have that. You're not supposed. Naruto was literally like, why do you have Rinnegan? And then Madara and Kabuto have a conversation. Kabuto says, I completed you beyond what you were in your prime. And then, Kabuto says, I actually gave you a fraction of the power of the Sage of Six Paths. And then Madara's like, don't misunderstand. You did not create this power. Summoned 2 large asteroids. And I was like, whoa, this is the power of a god, all in one chapter. Kishimoto, that was Kishimoto at his best. And then my second part about Maru Uchiha is when he actually, when Maru Uchiha, he comes in the fight between Tobi and Naruto, Kakashi, and Guy. And Naruto was like, if you're here, then what happened to the others? And then Madara was like, well, they're probably not doing so well. And then he turned the panel with the Kages all bloody. The Kages are all bloody, and then Tsunade, she's still conscious, and then Tsunade summons Katsuyu, whatever, the slug summoning, and Tsunade's, I think the panel was done like this on purpose, like Katsuyu, the summoning, she says, I'll stick your body back together, and because my thing, on the computer, it was already, at the top, I don't know what the thing is called, the scroll, I guess, and when I scrolled down, I think the panel was made like that on purpose, I don't know. Her body was split in half with a huge branch, and I was like, oh my god. Maru Uchiha is God, man. I was like, damn, dude. And then that's it for number 3 for me. And number 2, I'm gonna have to go with Sage Mode Naruto. Now hear me out. In the beginning of Shippuden, I did not like Naruto. And I'm gonna be honest with you people. As a main character, I find Naruto inspirational, but I do not like Naruto. I do not like Naruto as a main character. But I do find Naruto as inspirational, but I do not like Naruto as a main character. But, okay, and when Jiraiya dies by the hands of pain, Naruto, he actually pursues vengeance, and he learned Sage Mode, and I was like, okay, what the hell is Sage Mode gonna do against pain? I was like, what is Sage Mode actually really gonna do against pain? Man, oh man, did Naruto actually surprise me. I remember they were summoned to Konoha. He had on the cape and the scroll, and I was like, oh man, he looks badass, but let's see his performance. takes out like numerous of the pains in an instant. And then I remember when he does the futon Rasen Shuriken, he throws the futon Rasen Shuriken, it expands, and I'm like, oh man. And then we actually see Naruto's, I remember he took out the pain that revived people, and we actually see Naruto and his we actually see Naruto's tactics. I remember it was like a brilliant plan. I remember it was a brilliant plan to actually take down the pain who revives the other pain. And I was like, man. He was in Sage mode. He was no match for God Pain, the God Realm Pain, Yahiko. And I remember he turns into the Six Tails, and then it's Havoc. Yahiko, the Yahiko Pain creates the Shibaku Tensei, traps Naruto in there, and then just when Naruto's about to give up, the fourth Hokage comes out of nowhere. And I remember it was just a really kind of, heartwarming moment. He's Naruto talking to his daddy. He's like, how am I supposed to do this if even my father, the fourth Hokage, and the pervy sage Jirai couldn't do it? And then Minato pets Naruto on the head, and he's like, I know you can do it, you're my son, yada yada. And that was a really heartwarming moment. Naruto breaks out of the Shibaku Tensei, looks at Pain with the determined look, and I was like, oh my god. Like, Naruto has never been more persuasive than now. Like, Naruto has never been more persuasive than now. And he beats Pain with the Rasengan, and I remember that was Naruto to me. That was Naruto's only highlight in Shippuden. In Shippuden, to me, that was Naruto's only highlight. And then that's when I started actually liking Naruto more. So that's it. That's for number 2. And for number 1, I'm gonna have to go with Itachi actually stopping Kabuto. Itachi was a dead man. He escaped out of Edo Tensei using Koto Amatsu Tsukami, and Sasuke really didn't do much, but they weren't trying to kill Kabuto, so I can pretty much understand. But if you think about it, Itachi kind of saves the Shinobi. He does save the Shinobi world, because Edo Tensei, they're kind of like immortal. And Edo Tensei, they're really difficult to beat. And it came to me, I don't know how long sealing jutsus work. I don't know how sealing jutsus work, how long they last. So what if there was a case where sealing jutsus, they actually really don't last a long time, and the Edo Tensei people, once again, they're revived. So I really thought Itachi actually saved the Shinobi world by stopping the Edo Tensei, and that was a huge part of the war. That was a huge part. A huge part of the war. And I remember the closing moments when Itachi, I thought Itachi was gonna poke Sasuke on the forehead. He actually hugs him head to head, and he says, no matter what you do from now on, I will always love you. And I don't know, I'm not a very emotional guy, but when that scene probably gets animated, I do not know if I'm going to cry. Okay, I do not know if I'm going to cry when that scene actually gets animated. So, yeah. So just to sum it all up, number 5, Naruto versus Gaara. Number 4, Sasuke on his killing rampage. Number 3, Mamoru Uchiha. Number 2, Naruto in Sage Mode versus Pain. And number 1, Itachi stopping the Edo Tensei. And these are my top 5 Naruto Moments, and Fire for say something out, man.